Welcome to another episode of Whiskey Wednesdays. Today we are joined by John and Peter of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and now South Carolina-based ska punk, punk rock, pop punk, whatever kind of rock you want. Conglomerate, Keep Flying. They have a new album out this week called Survival, and we have two of the guys here to help push it along and get the word out about it.
I said, we really are just a conglomerate, aren't we?
It's only because I couldn't think of a better word at the time.
That's a good word, though, for it.
Right on. So, I mean, just starting off, thank you guys for joining us. I'm glad we could help hype the new record. From what I've heard and from what everybody else has heard, it's setting up to be one hell of a banger. So just starting off, I mean, you got Survival coming out on coming out on the 18th.
That's it.
Hey, I guess just in a general, manner, how you guys feeling about the record as we close in on the release?
Johnny, you want to go first?
Sure. We have had the most support as far as pre-ordering goes in any of our releases thus far, which is really, really cool and special to see those numbers come in. We're well over halfway through the first press, which is great. Clearly, if there were shows, that we would be moving through more, clearly. But it is what it is now. I think we've done a really good job doing this ourselves pretty much with just our internal team, coming up with creative music videos and ways to drop these songs. Yeah, there's still a lot of surprises on the record, and I'm really pumped to get to Friday, so people can hear what else is going on here and hear it in full from front to back. It's been a fun process. It is certainly our best music and our best sounding, the best production we've had. Everything that we've done for this is the best we've done so far as a band.
How you feeling, Peter?
To be honest, I really just think the record just rocks, bro. Like, I listen to it a couple times a week, and like John was saying, there's a lot of good stuff on the record, a lot of surprises, a lot of people you wouldn't expect to hear, instruments you wouldn't expect to hear, song styles, songwriting you wouldn't expect to hear, a lot of different vocals. And I think that the direction that the band is taking with this record is one that we've been looking for the last couple of years now. And I think we're finally at where we want to be musically and style-wise. So I really think that if you're a fan of the band, I really think this is probably going to be your favorite record.
Fair enough. There you go. I mean, and it's already shaping up to be mine. I mean, Walkabout has a very special place in my heart. But just from what you guys released so far from this album, it's definitely, I can attest to that. It's definitely shaping up to be mine. So I mean, just as a matter of reference, I mean, how long had you guys been working on this album? Like, how long was it in the works?
Some of those songs Henry started writing years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is really a Henry question, but he ain't here, so this was like a brainchild for Henry for a while now. Some of the pieces came together a few years ago. Some of them more came together when we were in the studio. But we were recording this, January, February?
Yeah, I think so.
Beginning of 2020, and Nick and Ace at the Lumberyard really helped us take some of these songs, turn them into the songs they are now. We spent a lot of time working in the studio, man. The way that we work on music is like we bounce the songs around, we do some demoing, but then we get in the studio and there's production. We're really blessed to have done this again at the Lumberyard because they're set up, they trust us, and we trust them. So we're staying there 24 hours a day and working on vocal harmonies. I wrote all the horns after hours at the studio once they left, like from 6 to midnight, just looping what I'd done so far. Same with guitar leads, we're very blessed to have been able to record in that way, because we were able to go in and just spend literally as much time as we wanted on the songs, and I think that truly helped create them where they are now. Sometimes artists, I'll see in interviews, or I'll hear from people like, yeah, we sat on the record for a while and we decided 3 of the songs we didn't like, we went back in, redid them. Like, it happens all the time. Like, I'm assuming right now with bands that had records written and recorded, and then COVID hit, they didn't want to release them. I'm sure there's people who are like, I just don't like this song as much as I did. We've been sitting on these songs for so long and still playing them, and there really isn't anything that I change still.
I agree, and to be honest, I do feel that, at least personally, I do feel that about a couple of older songs we have. I'm like, I could have probably done that a little better.
Right.
This record, I don't feel that. I feel that everything is pretty much perfected. And going back to what Johnny was saying, I've known Henry for like 11 years now, and it's always like, I know that right now, 2020, he's got songs in his mind that we're going to release in 2023. You know what I'm saying? And I think with the horns as well, John had a lot of say in vocal melodies, things like that. And he didn't really have a place to work on horns during the day. So when we were all done recording at like 6 or 7, we would go in to the little bunker room and have Chinese food, and we'll be playing Fortnite or something, and there's Johnny in the other room just ripping a sax solo. Everyone's like, yep, sure, man. But it really does sound great. The horns sound amazing. Our buddy Sam played trombone to give that KF style, and it's really just awesome.
You mentioned the trombone, I mean, which was previously played by DJ. Now not having him involved in this process, I mean, after having him involved since the beginning, how did that affect the recording of the record? Was there any sort of new territory feeling without DJ there?
It wasn't like or nothing. In fact, I think it was very easy. This was the smoothest we've ever recorded.
It was better.
Yeah, it was the smoothest we've ever recorded. There's a lot more vocals from Chuck and Charlie, even Johnny, little vocals in there, and it just sounds amazing. It's pretty wild. Everyone in my band has a really great and unique voice that just fits. You know what I'm saying? And so we're not losing out on anything vocally. We're not losing out on anything physically, and just recording, it was just easy and smooth and just great. I really, there's no step backs, or there's no going down a pedestal, and I mean that honestly.
No, it actually was like the way it was supposed to be. We all appreciate what DJ did, growing this band and doing the thing. But man, we've been playing for months without him, and we finally were able to go into the studio without any confusion or arguments. We had a lot of issues on other recordings with things, and we didn't have that this time. We were able to implement, like Peter said. Charlie's been singing live for a long time. He's got a really awesome voice. We were never able to utilize that on the recordings because of headbutting in the studio. That's over now. Chuck, same thing. A guy can hit the highest harmonies. We're able to do that on the whole record. Chuck singing harmonies all over the whole record. For me, horn-wise, there really wasn't a difference, because when we did Unbreakable, DJ was really concentrating on the guitars and the vocals for those songs, so he didn't really contribute that much to the horn parts. I wrote all the horns for the most part for the Unbreakable EP, and then we came up with harmonies for him. So it was very similar for me already from the last release. And to have a professional trombone player, our friend Sam, come in and basically just hear the the harmonies that I had recorded on sax. I just recorded 2 tracks and be like, I would like you to play these parts, but on the trombone. And then he changed a couple things here and there, but not too much. It made it super easy. Yeah, man, Henry's our damn singer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was, we sat down with him at the table and we said, Henry, you are the, predominant songwriter here. What is your vision? Do you see Charlie singing over here? Is Chuck what are you seeing? Where is there a pause for horns? Where is there a place where I can come up with something that complements the vocal part? And we did it, man. We literally just sat down and talked it out like that. And it was really, really easy. Everyone was like, yep, sounds good. Yep, sounds good. What do you think about this? Oh, you think that's cool? Awesome. And that was it.
Yeah. And really there was no real unexplored territory vocal-wise. Everyone has sang in bands before. Everyone's been a front man, with the exception of Johnny and I. But everyone who does a lot of vocals on the record is no stranger to singing, and they're just very good at it and just confident, and you can hear the confidence through the record.
Right on, man. Again, I'm pumped to hear the rest of it. We've gotten a little bit of a taste with the 3 singles that have come out. You had Fire Sale come out first, Late Reply, another one, and then you had the video release for And Never Lie Down. Why choose those 3 songs to kind of represent the first steps into the new Keep Flying era?
Fire Sale, we knew from the very beginning that it was going to be the first single. We just knew. It finally featured the other voices, but not as abrasive as some of the other songs do, because we wanted people to be gently pulled in. And it was also the most close to home. Lyrically, that song is very much about Henry's life, straight up, So we wanted to get that out first. Late Reply, I think a lot of us, at least for me, that's my favorite song on the record. I think that's the most in the middle. This is the KF sound. And then there's stuff that goes a little bit that way, stuff that goes a little bit this way, but this is the sound. It was also an incredibly strong song and features Charlie singing right at the beginning. So that was okay to come out second, because we hear Charlie's voice in Fire Sale. So now we know, oh, he's singing, as opposed to Late Reply, where it's just right away, and They Never Lie Down. That was we didn't know at first. Actually, Henry didn't want to do any other singles, which I totally get, because it's only an 8-track EP, so you don't want to give too much, right? But then we were like, yo, maybe we can. That's the fastest song on the record.
Yeah.
So, we wanted to get some more of our sound out. But then, as a band, we agreed. Once we had the video done, we said, let's just run this as a video. Let's not put this on Spotify or Apple Music. Let's make people wait for that. That way, they have to watch the video, because we're trying to kind of push people into our video, universe more so than the actual streaming. Whenever we have people hit us up holy shit, I'm on your YouTube channel and you guys have a music video for almost every song, that gets me fired up, because we spent a lot of time doing these videos for almost every song in our damn catalog this far. I think that was the choice there. The Town Goes to Sleep and The Town Wake Up are kind of beginning and endings of the record. They couldn't really be singles. Fashion Statement could be a single, and I think Peter would agree. That's going to be the song that a lot of people tell us that's our favorite song. It happens to us very often where we're like, yeah, we love that one, but not for a single. And then it's, for instance, Jamestown, Reason. These songs get played and streamed significantly more than other songs, but they're usually not the songs that we're looking to put into the set list.
Now, what I would say about that is I actually love Fashion Statement. I think that's probably my favorite song on the record, to be honest with you.
That's good then.
Yeah, I think it's
There we go.
That makes me feel good then. Surviving the Night. Surviving the Night is the big climactic ending of the record. It starts off acoustic, raw, with just Henry's voice and his acoustic. And it goes into full band. And that's another thing we've never done. And that's another reason why it couldn't be a single. But it is definitely the climactic, the ending of the record. This story leads you from, the dark and into the light. It's exactly what it is. It's like the whole record is telling you lyrically of a journey, getting to a place of acceptance and, saying, screw this, I'm waking up, I gotta survive, and I gotta push on, and it ends there. And I think that song's gonna be a lot of people's favorite. The couple people that we know that we've played it for when we're in the car or whatever have been like, yo, that one gave me chills, or that one lyrically that was big. That was really connecting to that one.
I heard you talking about it on a recent live stream, John, where there is kind of a connection between all the songs, or the artwork and the songs, just thematic elements in this record. What were some themes going into the recording process and going into the creative, the beyond creative process of the artwork and everything? What were some of the themes that you were looking to convey or portray, or what was your vision going into that?
Some of these song titles Henry had, and some of them he didn't. We talked about, we took a while on this, on deciding, but our friend Chris Pappas, who's done most of our artwork, he actually comes up with a lot of ideas based very loosely off of what I am expressing to him. It wasn't supposed to be this artwork. And then he fired back with this, and we were like, whoa, this is it. No revisions.
Yeah, I remember he sent it, and you sent it to the group chat, and we were like, well, I guess we're using this because it's perfect. So
it was nothing it wasn't what we wanted, and it was better. And we should have just trusted him, as always, to just get it done, because he just is the king of our art direction. So once we had that, we wanted to stick everything within that theme. That's why Fire Sale, you got the torches. When we do the eventual video for Surviving the Night, it's gonna really help someone who cares about the band enough to know the artwork and watch the videos. It's gonna bring the whole thing full circle. You'll get a music video that is the artwork. We kept all the colors kind of within that galaxy, night sky, the moon. We wanted to go with that as well. Yeah, I mean, lyrically, Ace helped a lot with lyrics, but it's a story. It's Henry's story that throughout the record, each of us, kind of can relate to more or less, depending on the song. But it's what he can write about, which is his life. It's not fake.
It goes back to saying, Henry sits on songs for years, and me as his friend, I can hear that every song that's on the record. I'm like, yep, that sounds about right coming from Henry. Everything that Henry writes, I can see through him. They're very, very honest songs. It's very interesting. I've never really heard anything, at least not that I think is that just brutally honest before.
No, I mean, I think, and I really picked up on it, seeing the videos that you guys have come out with so far, where it feels like it's almost like Henry is the center character, while the They Never Lie Down video, where he's this person on the journey, and you guys are kind of in your own part of the video, and then he comes in, and it's it doesn't, not necessarily that you guys are separated, but that it's it is coming from Henry, and it's Henry telling the story. So I picked up on that, and I hope I'm not the only one that did. I'm sure.
Well, that's exactly what it is, bro.
I think it was very important to the band, and maybe even more important to the band than it was Henry. Though it is important to him, but I think we kind of started getting tired of it as an entity. We wanted to make sure this time around that our people understand that Henry is the guy.
Mhm.
You know, like we've always been proud of the fact that we in our band highlight different members. When we did all the walkabout videos, every video featured a different member of the band. At least with these videos for this rep, just to drill it to people. We want to make sure people know that you're the goddamn singer. It's been very frustrating for us over these last few years of people not knowing. Yes, we get it. They're all front men. They're all doing different things. They're all singing. They're all doing stuff. But the guy over there, the big man, is the guy. He's the guy. I know that he's stage left and not stage center, but he's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we kind of definitely tailored these videos to him being the guy. But there is no longer like a pride thing for us of like, oh, we're all equal in the band. But he is our singer.
And dude, he writes the songs.
Yes.
Writes almost all the words. He is the guy. Henry's the smartest guy I know. Straight up. I've known him for so long. He's my best friend for so long. He's just the smartest guy. The ideas he has and the creativity he has, and he's a perfectionist with things. I remember, Johnny, you remember when we started recording the Misbehave video? You remember? We went to the Pompton Queen Diner, and we sat at a table, and we started recording scenes for it, and Henry was like, oh, it's dog shit. We scrapped it. When he has his name on things, when things come out that they're going to rock, and it's really no different with Survival and the videos that are coming out with it.
We just gassed his ass up.
Yeah. To make, oh man, I missed it.
If you're watching, up.
There you go. And I mean, you know, how do you feel the creative process of putting this album together, whether it be the music, the collaborative effort, or coming up with the other creative entities of music videos, the vision for the artwork, whatever it may be. How do you guys feel it helped you grow as not only individual artists, but as a band? I mean, I know you guys have touched on it a little bit, while we've been chatting, but I mean, how do you feel it's really helped you guys grow as not only individual artists, but as a whole entity?
Well, okay, I'm gonna start. As being an artist, I don't really look at myself as an artist. I don't think I am. I feel that I am a small part of a whole conglomerate, as you said. And I feel that our conglomerate has just grown personally, just closer. Not that we were ever close, not that we never loved each other, but it's just different now. I can't think of any trouble that we had during any part of the recording process. People not being able to hit notes, people not being able to play things, disagreements in arrangements or lyrics. It was really just a great time. I feel like when we're recording, it's like I'm on vacation, especially this last time. It's just so much fun, and I feel as if, it sounds corny, but we just grow as one, like, even more. It's funny, like on tour, we'll show up at a show and everyone will just be like, all right, well, those are all just 5 or 6 schmuck people just moving as one unit. Whether you like it or not, that's just what it is, and I hope you do like it, because it's just even more now.
It really just all naturally fell together. The good thing we have is a lot of trust within the ranks, between the band members and the crew and the staff and the close homies that help out with things. Everyone has a lot of trust. For instance, there's another variant of the record that's going to get announced probably tomorrow or Tuesday as almost like a release show variant. And my bandmates have no idea that I went ahead and had alternative art made, screen printed or printed covers just slide in front of the records. And
now they do.
I'll show them later, and they'll all go, nice. There's a lot of truth there,
Yeah, it is. That is actually really funny, because I'll admit, sometimes I'm like, I wish you would have asked me. But then actually, I don't care because this is just perfect and I have absolutely nothing to add. So I just trust you. You know what I'm saying? I trust Jeff's ideas. I trust you.
I was just in Florida, and that's where Smart Punk is. And I was saying to them, we wanted to do an alternate cover for this other version of the record, which we could talk about now because it's coming out on Wednesday. But it is the fire variant. It's like the torch variant. It's limited to 100. It's more limited than any of the other versions of the record. It would have been available at the release show only, but not having. And it's a translucent orange. And we also had made another challenge coin that is also orange to go with the set of the other coins. Okay, so we wanted alternate artwork, and we wanted to do a screen printed cover just to make it even more awesome for people. And we ran out of time. And I was sitting there at Smart Punk looking at a couple of bands that they had made these slip covers that were printed but not screen printed, alternate, cover art, and was like, "Do you think we could rush order one of these, something like this, like real quick?" And Matt Burns was like, "Yeah," but I had to get it done because I was there, and I said, if I don't bring this paper home with me on the plane, I'll never get it in time to get these copies out to each of my bandmates. So I just got it done, hoping that these guys just trusted.
I've been the first time I saw you guys was the 4 Year Strong holiday show in 2018, which I didn't know what to expect. And I mean, you and I have known each other for a while before that, and seeing you on stage, I was like, wait, I wasn't expecting this at all. I didn't know that. I didn't know the whole deal. And then as soon as you guys started, I was like, this is something special.
That was a great show, man.
It was. Yeah, yeah, it was, man. It was. I've talked to those guys before, and I'm like, I don't know if you can top that year's lineup. I just don't know. And really, everybody thinks of, A Loss for Words was on that lineup. Knocked Loose was on that lineup. For me, it was seeing you guys and the excitement and the energy you guys brought to the stage. It was like you guys were the highlight for me. I promise. That plus the fact that I'm wearing your shirt I'm not trying to suck up to you guys, but you guys brought the energy for real that night, and since then, absolutely, I've been looking forward to everything you guys come out with, and this is absolutely no exception. I guess just in the general sense, what are you hoping that listeners get after Survival drops and they go through their first go around with the album? What are you hoping they take away?
Well, I'm hoping, and I think the whole band can agree, I'm hoping that when they finish the record, they start the record again. Because there are multiple things that happen on the record that they're like, I gotta listen to that again. That's what the hope here is. I actually think that this is our first release that is that. At least, or certain songs where you're like, I gotta hear that again. The whole record is just under 19 minutes. It's short enough that you're finished and you're like, whoa, the record's over already? I have to listen to that again. So I'm hoping for that. Aside from that, I'm hoping that people, put us in with the level of respect that they give some much larger artists. I think that we bust our asses just as hard, and just learn the songs, and when we're ready to play them, come rip them with us. That's really all I can ask for. That's all I can ask for. When we drop the merch line, if you got a few bucks, you want to pick something up, awesome. That supports us. We don't make any money from this. We do this because we love it. 34 years old, I'm not making any money from this, but somehow I'm sinking most of my time into it. I just want people to understand that we're having fun. Like, if you enjoy having fun and you like decent music, punk music, give it a shot. Don't be, give it a shot. I want people to come have fun with us and not take things too seriously.
I hope people the record. If you like it, I think you will. If you're watching this, come to a show when shows are back. I've noticed that our band I think I've said this to you, John. Yeah, our band is like the video game Katamari Damacy, where you're just like this ball, and you're just like rolling and just picking up things that are like attaching to you as you roll, and you just keep going and you keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Come join our conglomerate, because the more the merrier, really. There's about there's 6 people on stage. There's probably about 30 members of the band. So let's
right on. Yeah, there you go. No, and I mean, and I absolutely, I can attest to that. I feel like a part of the family every time I go to see you guys live. You know, getting a hug from John or getting a hug from Henry. Like it's one of those things where it's like you feel included, which is it's great. And I feel like it definitely speaks to not only the characters of the guys that make up the band. It speaks to the mission that you guys are on.
That note, we couldn't be any more inclusive. I don't know what we could possibly do to be more inclusive. Mm-hmm. No idea. That's a genuine statement. Meanwhile, there are a lot of peers that also pride themselves on being super inclusive, but I actually don't see that at all. I don't see that. So I pride myself on us walking into a room and being friendly with literally anyone. We don't care who you are. We don't care what you are or what we don't care. If you like it, you're cool, you're in. That's it.
We're pretty much just having a good time wherever we are. That's why we love tour so much. It's just like we're just hanging out. All right, cool. We're in Charleston now. Sounds good. Let's hang out with everybody. We're in Dallas, Texas now. Sounds good. Let's just go in and have fun. We're really just tour for us is really just like, yeah, it's a lot of hard work, but shows we're just like hanging out and hoping friends. Really,
we are too much for some people. Bottom line. We are hyper energy, we are super extrovert, and we're kind of in your face a little bit, and a little abrasive and a little crass. And that's not for everyone, and that's okay. But that's it, you know. If that's not for you, that's not for you. But I assure you, you might have thought that's not for you your whole life. There's no better feeling than rolling in the Katamari ball, like Pete said.
And that's the bottom line, baby.
You know, when that ball starts going, you really are either rolling yourself into it or sprinting out of the way, like at full steam, running as fast as you can.
Indiana Jones style, getting out of the way, yeah.
Oh, man. It comes in fast and it comes in hard, and it's a wave, man. We hijack the shows. Mm-hmm. We come in as an opener, and we hijack the show. We because of our contagious.
Absolutely. Case in point, that holiday show. That was, that's looking back on that. That was just, it was a titanic effort. It really was. I don't mean that to be dramatic or whatever, but that was a titanic set. It was outstanding.
We know we did a good job because we still have people that hit us up that are like, I first saw you at that show, or I first heard you at that show. Which means we did our job. We left a mark just on one show. We left a mark. Mm-hmm. If you can't do that, how you gonna keep growing?
Yeah, right? And it's funny. You use the term titanic effort. Like, speaking of myself, at least, like, I work hard and we work hard, but like, I don't really feel like I'm putting in much effort. Like, I'm kind of just like the 4-year show. I'm just excited to be there because I love 4-year and I'd be going anyways. The Real Big Fish, Big D and the Kids Table tour we just did in March. I'd be going to that show anyways. When I was 16, 17, I used to go to 4 or 5 of those shows in a row. So I'm just excited to be there, and it's just an added bonus that I also get to play it. You know what I'm saying? I get to go for free and hang out. That's how I feel about it.
All right, folks. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Whiskey Wednesdays. I'd like to again thank my guests, John and Peter of Keep Flying. Be sure to keep a lookout for the new album, Survival, coming out on December 18th via Smart Punk Records. Be safe and take it easy.